Hey guys, Queen Margarine here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet this cute Not Your Valentine ear warmer. So a few things that we're going to need is some yarn. We're going to need medium weight with 4-ply yarn with a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook and some scissors. So you're going to need to know how to chain, single crochet, double crochet, and front post and back post double crochet. It's pretty easy and simple, but really cute. So let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make a slip knot. And this will be a chain of 80. You can do it however you want, but this is how I do it. I chain up 5. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I take my hook out and I go back into the first chain that I made. And I go directly up to the first or the last chain that I was just in. And I continue until I have 80 chains all together. So you can do it this way or you can do it the other way. This just makes it easier so you don't have to go back and untwist everything. It's already untwisted and good for you to just slip stitch into the first chain. So I'll see you back when you have 80. Alright, so now that we have 80 chains, what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch into the first chain that we made. And I'm going to crochet over my tail so I don't have to weave it in later. So now that we slip stitched into the first chain that we made, we're going to chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to make 1 double crochet in every stitch around. And at the end, we're going to count and make sure that we have 80 stitches. And make sure if you're going to weave in your tail that you're crocheting around it. So just 1 double crochet in every stitch around. Oh, and this is Red Heart yarn, and I think the color was Orchid. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was. You can use whatever yarn you want. So just remember 1 double crochet in every stitch around, and I will meet you back to the beginning, well, when we have 1 stitch left. And I'm going to show you what to do. And don't forget, if you get lost at any point in time, you can rewind or pause and whatever you need to do. And also, if you're not sure how to make any of these stitches, you could always look it up on YouTube or on Pinterest or on Google. Hopefully I'll have some more crocheting, how-to crochet series here on YouTube soon. So now we are back and we have done our 80 double crochets. Count to make sure before we go long, and I counted, so I have 80 double crochets. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the chain 3. So I'm going to go into the top of that chain 3. So if you look, there's 3 stitches right there, and I'm going into the top of that chain 3 stitch. And I'm going to make a slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. And it's going to join that whole row together. So we're joining. And now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing front post and back post double crochets for 4 rows. So we're going to chain up 3. And I like to put a front post around that chain 3 instead of just having the chain 3 count as the front post. I think it looks better with an actual front post double crochet around it. So now we're going to do front post, back post all the way through. So we just did a front post. Now we're doing a back post. Now we're going to do a front post double crochet. And a back post double crochet. And we will be doing this for 4 rows total, alternating front post and back post. And after you do this first row, it pretty much sets it up. So technically the first round of double crochet is your first row. So you're only doing 3 rows of front post, back post. Now when you go on to it will be technically your third round of, row of front post, back post. You'll be doing the same as you did before, putting a front post on top of a front post, doing a back post on top of a back post, and you'll do that until you have 4 rows. So do front post, back post all the way around, and I'll meet you back to the beginning, and I will show you how to do the next row. So now that you've done front post, back post all the way around, what we're going to do is we're going to skip that chain 3 that's right there that you can see, and we're going to go into the front post, the top of that front post, and we're going to slip stitch and chain 3. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do a front post double crochet around the chain 3 and the front post double crochet. So we have the chain 3 and the front post, and we're making a double crochet around it. And now we're going to continue. So we just did a front post. The next one is a back post. The next one is a front post. And we're already on row 3. So you just continue doing this, just what you just did before. You're doing this for row number 3, and then 1 more row, which will complete it, complete it for 4 rows. So now that we're done with row number 3, we're on to row number 4. We're skipping the chain 3 and going right into that front post. We're slip stitching and doing a chain 3, and we're doing a front post around that chain 3 and that front post. And we're continuing on with the back post, front post, back post, front post. So I hope you see what we're doing here and you can understand. If you have any questions or anything, you can leave it down below, or you can find me on Instagram and message me on there. I am always willing to help. So now that you've finished with round number 4, we're going to start the actual, I don't know what to call it, the rows of the ear warmer. This is just like the band. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip the chain 3 and go into the front post double crochet with a slip stitch. And we're going to chain 1. And we're going to go back into that front post stitch that we just slip stitched in and make a single crochet. And now what we're going to be doing is putting 1 single crochet in every single stitch all the way around. So 1 single crochet in every single stitch around into the front post and back post. We're no longer doing front post and back post. We're putting a single crochet into the front post and into the back posts. And I will meet you when we get back to the beginning, and I will show you what to do and how to continue. After we do a row of single crochets, we're going to be going back to double crochets. So now that we're done with our round of single crochet, what we're going to do is we're going to skip that chain 3, skip the chain 1, and we're going to go into that first single crochet that we made into that front post. We're going to do a slip stitch, and we're going to chain up 3. This is what it looks like with 4 rounds of front post, back post, and 1 round of single crochet. So chain up 3, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going and putting double crochets in every stitch, but in the back loops only. So instead of going through both of the loops, you can see there's V's. We're not going through both loops of the V's. We're only going to go through the back loop only. So 1 double crochet in every stitch, but back loops only. And it's going to create like this little tiny ridge. It kind of looks almost like a little twisted ridge. It's really pretty. And we're going to have 4 rows of that. So in total, we're going to have 10 rows on this ear warmer. We're going to have the 4 rows of front post, back post. We're going to have 1 row of single crochet. We're going to have 4 rows of double crochet in the back loops only. And to finish it off, we're going to have 1 row of single crochet. So put 1 double crochet in the back loops only all the way around, and I'll meet you back to the beginning. Oh, looks like we're here. So we're going to be slip stitching into the top of that chain 3. And chaining 3. 1, 2, and 3. And we're doing the same thing we just did on the last row. We're putting 1 double crochet in every stitch around in the back loops only. In total, we'll have 4 rows. So you're going to be doing this for 2 more rows. So I am going to stop the video here and meet you back when I have all 4 rows of the double crochets and the back loops completed, and we will continue with the ear warmer. I'm putting the last row in and putting the little knot in the middle. So like I said before, if you have any issues or you need help or anything, pause it or message me on Instagram, comment down below, whatever you need. So we're back. We've done 4 rows of the double crochets in the back loops, and now we're finishing off. So we're going to be doing one last round, and it's going to be a single crochet round. We're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to put 1 single crochet into the top of that chain 3, just where we did a slip stitch. And now we're going to be going and putting 1 single crochet in every stitch around, going under both of those loops. And you're going to do that all the way around. So I'll meet you back when you're done. Alright, so now we have done 1 single crochet in every stitch around. We're going to go into that first single crochet we made, and we're going to make a slip stitch. And now what we're going to do is we're going to pull out some yarn, because we need this to make the little knot in the middle. You're just going to cut some yarn off. I'd say about 6 or 7 inches, maybe less. It depends how big you want your knot to be. So I just pull my loop up and pull my yarn through it and pull tight. And now I'm going to show you where we're going to put the yarn through to pull it down onto itself and like kind of like scrunch it up. So if you look closely here, underneath your single crochet row, you can see there is the last back post double crochet we made and the chain 3, and you're going to go in between those, and you're going to that's where you're going to tie. You're going to take the yarn and you're going to put it through that hole in between the last back post double crochet you made and that chain 3 in the front post. And you'll pull it through and pull it tight, and you're just going to keep winding it through there. And after you wind it a few times, I like to go in on the inside and put my hook under all of the wraps that I have, and pull my yarn through and make like a little slip knot or a knot or whatever, just to make sure that it is secure and it's not going to go anywhere. And when you pull tightly and make those knots, I don't see it coming undone. I've made quite a few of these, and I've tried to undo the knot, and the only way you can get it undone is if you cut it. So you can do it as many times or as little times as you want. I just do it until I think that it looks decent, and then I mess around with the parts that are folded. So I just wound a few times, and I'm going to put my hook under all those wraps, and I'm going to pull my yarn up through, and it's going to create like a little loop, and I just pull my yarn through that, and I pull it tight, and then I keep wrapping it, winding it around, and I do that a few times. And then when I'm done wrapping, or I have a very little bit of string left, I go through underneath all my wraps, and I pull the yarn through, and I just snip off the little bit that's left over. And it's easy. We don't have to tie in any loose ends. We don't have to weave. And I think it's super cute. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope I went slow enough for you to see it. I mean, it's quite simple to do. But like I said, if you had any issues, you can pause and stop or rewind, and then you can comment down below, or you can find me on Instagram and message me on there, or if anybody is on here that knows me personally, you can message me through Facebook. I'm here to help. So if you have any questions, don't forget to comment down below, and like and subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified when I upload. So anyways, guys, this is how you make